A lot of you guys don't realize that you are this close to becoming consistently profitable. You guys are this close to become consistently profitable, and you guys think you're waiting on the secret sauce, you're waiting for this new strategy, you're probably thinking, maybe I need to learn more, maybe I need to add more confluences, maybe I need to learn this strategy, maybe I need to add this, maybe if I learn about this, if I add another indicator. You're focusing on the wrong things. I wish I could tell you there was a secret sauce when it comes to day trading, but honestly, there's no strategy that's 100%. There's no strategy that will give you 100% win rate. I went down that path myself. When I first started my journey, I was trying to learn from everyone. I was trying to combine everything. I was learning about support and resistance. I was learning about SMC. I was learning about RSI, using all these indicators, Bollinger Bands, everything. Fibonacci, you name it. I was going through every strategy. I was so hungry to make it in trading at the beginning, to the point where I was like, the more knowledge I have, the more money I'll make. The more knowledge I have, the smarter I'll be. The more money, you know what I mean? The more knowledge I have, the higher the win rate I'll have. Not understanding, man, this game is literally all about, it's you versus you in these markets. And the markets will expose you and show you who you are. Every single candle will show your emotion. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man, because the pain you go through, the pain you have to go through to get where you need to be is it's not easy. I remember I used to get so excited at the beginning of my journey. I was trying to get all my friends to trade with me. I would tell them, hey bro, let's all learn day trading together. I was showing them some YouTube videos, whether it's of Q Banks, Lambo Raul, Mamba FX, whatever. Show them, or Alex G or whatever, just these YouTube influencers, from Miami or whatever. And I'm showing them, boys, if we do this, bro, we can learn this shit, learn the skill set, and we can, be financially free. We can live overseas. We can do this. We can do that. And then I was the only one, obviously, excited, and everyone's looking at me like, what is wrong with this guy? What's wrong with him? This guy, and I'm excited, and I'm watching these YouTube videos. I was watching Swaggy C. I remember watching Swaggy C, Hoovier, Mamba FX, Lambo Raul, Alex G, everyone online. I was just watching. I said, damn, so these guys are doing this full time. I said, maybe I need to learn this, So I know people talk about, oh yeah, don't worry about these fake influencers, or what if people are fake? I'm like, you know what? You guys are worrying about the wrong thing. Or is that a real withdrawal? If they made me get into the industry because I seen what potential you can make, then I can't speak bad about them. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if it was real. I don't care if some of it was fake and some of them were real. I don't have the proof, but anyway, I was so hungry on this journey to learn the skill, And then I realized, damn, I was all alone. So what I mean by that is no one wanted to really do it. Everyone thought it was a scam. And some of my friends, like, oh yeah, they can see the potential, but I'll say most of them, like, saying they wanted that quick money, They weren't willing to learn a strategy, take their time, demo trade, back test, collect data, journal trades. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a process. Like, even when I started my journey, I knew in the back of my mind, this is not going to be something that's going to be simple or easy, But I knew what was possible, I believed in it, And yeah, man, it became lonely to a point where I was like, damn, I really got to do this shit, you know what I mean? I really got to make this happen, And honestly, man, pain is necessary on this journey. It's like you probably feel alone. You probably feel like, damn, what do I do? but you are this close away from becoming profitable. It's literally all on you, you know. And I'm going to tell you right now what you need to do to become profitable, you know. And you heard it before, but it's literally it's literally discipline. It's literally patience. Like myself, I was tired of blowing accounts, you know, whether that was funded accounts, personal live accounts, funding it, blowing it, funding it, blowing it, making money, don't even withdraw, bro, boom, blow it. I was doing prop firm challenges, you know, pretty much just gambling my way, thinking, oh, you know, if I could just full port this challenge or risk 3-4%, this and that. And then it's just, you go through the cycle of just doing challenges, bro. And you're not making any money. You're like, damn, it's got to pay off. Until I stopped and I sit back and said, damn, I'm tired, bro. The pain was so, I couldn't explain the level of pain, you know, when you're trying so hard, bro. You know, when you're studying so much, you're putting so much hours in, bro. Weekends you're putting in, you're back testing, you're studying, you're watching videos. But when it came to executing, I would always just FOMO in, or I'll have impulse entries, or I'll just be impulsing into a trade without waiting for a confirmation, or I just wanted to place trades, bro. Just place trades. I didn't care. Candles going up, I'm buying that you know what I mean? Candles going down, I'm selling it. I don't care. I just want to see blue screens, and I was addicted to it, you know, at one point. I had to step back. I had to look at myself, and I say, you know what? Because I was winning trades, but I was making some money. I was getting to a point where I was making money, but I would give it back. So I'll take my A+ setups, right? I'll catch a nice trade, a 1 to 4 risk reward. I'll catch another trade, maybe a 1 to 3. Then I'm getting overconfident. Now I'm placing these shitty ass trades, entering, thinking I'm the man, not analyzing properly, thinking I'm the goat of the markets. And then all of a sudden, I take 1 loss, 2 losses. Remember, I'm not even taking a trade with the plan. I'm not even waiting for my setup. I'm not even sticking to my trade plan, bro. And I'm thinking, damn, bro, here's a cycle I'm going through again, you know, and I had to stop, man. It was so painful, you know, to the point where I just woke up one day and said, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of shit. When is this shit gonna fucking happen for me? I've invested so much money in education, paying mentors, in prop firm challenges, you know, and I'm thinking, no mentor in the world is gonna help me with my discipline, bro. No mentor in the world is going to help me with my patience. You know, I had to literally look myself in the mirror and say, I'm either going to give up trading, or I'm going to be disciplined, be patient, and just follow my rules. That's it. I had 2 options. I'm either going to give up trading because I'm going through the cycle of just accounts and accounts and accounts. I understood the technicals. I was confident in my strategy. 1, I had no patience. 2, I was reckless. 3, I'd FOMO into trades. And I'm thinking, this is never going to change, you know. And I gave myself those 2 options. I'm either going to quit trading, or I'm just going to be disciplined and follow my rules. So I decided to do that, and I promise you guys, everything started changing. Everything started changing, bro. In a span of 3 months, things changed for me, you know. I started getting consistent payouts. I started building my live account. I replaced my income from my job within 3 months, bro. I was just getting consistent payouts. I was still losing trades, but I'll lose a trade and I'll be done for the day. I'll have my risk management was in place. I told myself I'm only taking 1 or 2 trades a day. I don't care if I win or lose. 1 or 2 trades a day, maximum. I used to overtrade so much, bro. I didn't even care. a revenge trade and just trying to get my losses back. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have I got my trade plan. I got my risk management plan. And I got my rules I need to follow. So I'm only trading one session a day. I decided to stop trying to trade all sessions, you know. I was like an addict of the markets. I was trying to trade Asia, London, New York. I didn't care. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna trade one session per day. And I'm gonna give myself a 2-hour window, 2.5, say 2 to 3 hour window of trading in the live markets, right? And everything started changing, you know. Don't get me wrong, I still had those tendencies to like, oh, I want to enter a trade. I started coming to the market with my rules, and I would read my rules every time before I even took a trade. I'll read them as I say, today I'm disciplined. I'm a disciplined trader that follows his rules. I'm a disciplined trader that is patient. I'm a disciplined trader that only waits for his A+ setups. I literally had to read this stuff, literally, bro, to rewire my whole brain, bro, because I always knew I needed to be disciplined. I just never knew, I never could do it. I was almost like I would just want to jump into a trade. I can talk to myself on the weekend and be like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll follow my rules on Monday. I'll come to the charts on Monday, bro. I'm not even sitting for 5 minutes. I'm sitting there and I'm in a trade already. And I'm like, how the hell am I in a trade already when my setup is not even there? And yeah, sometimes I'll win a trade by not following my rules, or, do you know what I mean? But that doesn't last. The market knows when you're not doing what you're meant to be doing, bro. You know, you can make 2K, you can make 3K. You'll just give it back to the markets. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter, you know what I mean? So I promise you, that's when it all changed for me, man. Like, I was literally sick and tired of the pain. It was so painful. I looked at myself, I said, bro, I'm either quitting or I'm just going to be disciplined and stick to my rules, because this is a toxic cycle I'm going in, you know? So, you know, if you guys are struggling out there and you guys are thinking, damn, man, don't need to learn more. You don't need to learn more. You don't need to learn more. Come up with rules that will, you know, that you can stick to. Whether you're saying, I'm only taking 1 or 2 trades a day. If I take a win, maybe you're off the charts. If you take a loss, you're off the charts. You know, maybe trade 1 session a day. You know, a session that suits you around your 9 to 5. You know, select the window. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to overtrade. Only trade when you see your setup, you know. Develop that patience, you know, and overall have that strong why, you know. I was so determined. I was like, you know what? I have a passion for trading. I'm lacking the discipline. I'm lacking the patience. I knew I had the skill because I was never scared to take a trade. I just struggled with waiting for my trades. You know what I mean? And there's times I come to the chart and my A+ setup would be, then I'll execute and I'll catch a 1 to 5. And I'll say, shit, baby, I'm the man. But then I'll take a stupid trade right afterwards. You know, I literally started to say, man, win or lose, bro, I'm off the charts. I'm closing the laptop. I'm going for a drive. I didn't care, you know. And that's when it literally turned around for me, you know. And I see a lot of guys online or up-and-coming traders. You guys are almost there. You guys are at that point where you feel like you know everything, but you're struggling to piece everything together, you know. And that's literally, it's literally just discipline and patience, which is the hardest part about trading, bro. Discipline and patience is the hardest thing you can do. You know, like you can learn a strategy in 2 weeks, bro, 2 days, a week. You can master a strategy probably in 3 months if you really think about it. And that's just technicals. Mastering yourself, mastering discipline, following your rules every day is what will get you to that place, bro. I promise you. I promise you. It's literally you versus you. You know, tell yourself you're done with this shit. Tell yourself, I'm sick and tired of not following my rules. Tell yourself, I'm tired of just coming to the charts recklessly and not waiting for a setup. If you don't see your setup, close the laptop, mark out your levels, put on alerts if you have to, and walk away. Walk away from the charts, because honestly, it's not worth it, bro. Like, if you're at that point now where you feel like you know everything you need to know. You've seen and tasted success. You've seen that you've made some withdrawals and this and that, but then you just go down a spiral of just donating back to the markets. You know, literally, don't give up trading, bro. Just ask yourself, why do I want to be a day trader? You know, and ask yourself, what is it going to take for me to become that person you want to become? You know, the full-time trader, entrepreneur. If you want to make 6 figures a month, if you want to make $1 million a year, you got to envision that before you even get there, you know. So, trading ain't easy. The journey ain't easy, you know. That's the reason why people get paid so much day trading, because it's literally a battle of you versus you. It's you in the markets, nobody else. It's all on you, bro. And if you can have the discipline and the patience, everything will start changing for you. You'll start to see a shift. You'll start to see, you know what? There's a reward for being patient. Because in your mind, you're thinking, you don't feel productive if you don't place a trade. In your mind, you're thinking, the more I place trades, the more money I could make. In your mind, you're thinking, you don't even think you're a trader until you place a trade. That's the problem. You think you're a trader only when you place a trade. I can come to the charts on a Monday. I'll look at the charts. I don't usually trade Mondays, by the way, but I'll come to the charts Monday. I'll mark out a couple of levels that I want to see, a couple of areas. If I don't like the way price is moving, I'm not even going to trade. If I think the market conditions is a bit rough, I'm like, oh, it's a Monday, cool. The markets are not going nowhere. There's Tuesday. I'll come back Tuesday. I'm like, there's news today. I don't really like it. I'm not going to force anything. So now Monday I didn't trade. Tuesday I didn't trade. Wednesday, price has settled in. Price action looks a bit clearer. The levels look clear. I waited for more price action to develop, right? I'm making it easier for myself. I'm like, okay, cool. I see this high. I see this low. Okay, price came into an area of interest that I like. Okay, cool. This looks clean. Then I'll be locked in. Then I'm waiting. I execute, for example, correct risk management. Win or lose, I don't care. I don't give a shit if I lose or win. I take the trade and say I catch a 1 to 4, A plus setup. Nice 1 to 4, beautiful. I've literally taken one trade for the week so far, but I'm up 4 already. You understand? Now imagine you come to the charts on Monday, you take a shit setup. You trade out a session, you overtrade, you take 3 trades, you have 3 losses on Monday. Tuesday, now you're trying to get your losses back. By the time Wednesday comes around and there's an A plus setup that you know you can take, you're already so deep in drawdown, bro, is the fact that you might be scared to execute that A plus setup on Wednesday because you've literally just used up all your bullets on trades you shouldn't have taken because you weren't following your plan. I hope this video gave you guys some insight, you know, that literally, man, you can have all the skill in the world with trading. You can understand the chart. If you don't have discipline, if you don't have patience, it's not going to happen, you know. It's not going to happen. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, you know. If you liked it, I hope you liked it. Make sure you like it. Make sure you comment, you know. Make sure you ask any questions. I'm here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, man. And I'll be doing a lot more videos. And this is my first official full-length YouTube video on this trading channel, you know. I hope to keep doing videos like this. And if you have any suggestions of any other videos you want me to talk about, anything you want me to talk about, make sure you put that in the comments. And yeah, I love you guys. Peace.